Okay guys, this video is about topo lines or contour lines, and these are LiDAR derived products that exist in Minnesota statewide and typically sorted by county. A couple different ways we're going to do this. One is through the state's FTP site where you can grab it by county. The URL is on the screen. So let's say you pick your county. This is probably better for small to medium sites. There's a tile index map PDF built into all these counties, and what that'll do is kind of tell you where, or give you a grid of where you want to download. Kind of old school, but you can kind of pick out where you're at. Let's say we're in the Emily area. I want to do this 274291. Go to geodatabase. And go down and basically find that file. And it'll ask you to save it. Once you get it, it's going to give you a number of different options. Pretty much all the LiDAR products. You'll have 1,000,000 bare earth points, contours. The building locations aren't really there, or at least in outstate. DEM, if you wanted to play with the DEM, the digital elevation model. You can print out the symbology on that. And use one of the kind of more typical display scenarios there. But we're more interested in contours, and so you'll have 10-foot contours and you'll have 2-foot contours. I'll show how you can kind of symbolize those in a little bit. Another place where you can go to get data is this MnTopo. Just do a search for it. This is an interactive website for the state of Minnesota that will let you kind of zoom to your area. You can play around with the search option as well. I have not tried it that much to see what options there are for searching. So I just typed Emily, the city of Emily. And what we're going to do is basically, okay, if you zoom in far enough, it looks like it shows you the actual LiDAR contours. What we're going to do is download the data. You can do a polygon, a freehand polygon. Let's try a freehand polygon. And you can tell it what products you want. We're just going to do contours. Use the default Esri geodatabase. Type in an email. Hit submit, agree to the disclaimer, and we're number 1 in the queue. So you'll basically get a link to download that data. Then back to ArcMap. One of the things you're going to probably want to do is separate out the 10-foot contour and the 2-foot contour. Maybe make one heavier. The labeling is a key thing. There's really actually not a lot of information in the attribute table, just kind of the line, elevation, and then, in this case, they separated out the 10-foots from the 2-foots already. Index is the 10-foot contours. I think if you get it from MnTopo, you may have to separate those out. So you want to label, obviously, the elevation field. Different preferences for labeling. This is just showing you an example. I obviously think you probably want to put it on the line. And if you want to set a scale range, of course, course, you can rename it. Minnesota in most areas doesn't have enough elevation difference to use the 50-foot contours, but that's an option as well. Actually, I'll pick that color. I'm not going to label the 2-foot contours. They still don't show up very well. Usually I use a lighter color with an aerial photo background, so that's why. But there's kind of an example of how you can handle that situation. So now we'll check our email, see that we have data to download. This is from the MnTopo site. It gives us a link we can download. This is like 2 megabytes. It'll let you do a pretty large area. There is a limit. To what you can do. Like I tried to do the whole county of Crow Wing. It barely lets me do it, but Cass County is too big, so I have to break it into a couple. In case that's, if you want to have it all in one shot. Okay, grab the data. This is the one that we downloaded. And again, it's kind of, it's going to snap it to whatever quad you're in. Even if you just do a little area, you're going to get the quad. So in this case, we just have one extra step where we need to, in Symbology, break them apart based on the type, whether it's an index or an intermediate. And then we can go about labeling and adjusting for each of the different ones. For labels, you have to click this option to define the classes differently based on type, and get symbol classes. So for the index, you'll get 2 options there for the contour type, index and intermediate. So for index, we're going to want to label that one. Intermediate, we're not going to label. And we'll see if that works. Oh, we need to check. So label field should be elevation. There you go.